All right. Recording has started. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Nurse Phill, founder of Support Worker Hub, and welcome to the Community Builders Show today. This is a place where you can find all these great things to do in the community and talk to people who are actually building a stronger place for all our people to live. So it's really great. Today, I'd like to welcome Paul from Selectability Bike Shed in Rockhampton. We met in about March. I was up there on a cricket tour, I think I was. And I walked past and go, what's this cool place? And walked in there, and there's this big bike shed graffitied on the wall and stuff like that. It was really cool, and had a great chat with Paul. And he's kindly given his time today to have a talk with you and just show you some stuff around the bike shed and give you ideas too of how you can look after people and get them interactive in the community, and build their capacity and get a bit more community access. So welcome, Paul. Thank you for your time, buddy.
Thanks, Phil. Yeah, it was great to meet you when you came up here. I remember I really love giving tours of the place that I'm based in here, and telling about the program. So thanks for the opportunity to tell more people. I could talk forever. I'll take you for a little tour if you like.
Oh, I'd love one. Yeah.
I am carrying a laptop, so hopefully I won't trip and fall over. All right, so basically I run programs for 10 to 24-year-olds. That said, we also have support workers come in here regularly, different disability supports and services, job network providers. Lots of different organizations bring people in here and block out time for them to come in. So like this morning was an open door, people just came in. And what we do for the groups is I do a 5-week program. Week 1, we do teamwork leadership, which is right here on this floor. Know if you can see that.
Yep.
Week 2, and that's basically getting to know the group, getting the group to know each other. And everything we do here is about resilience, patience, and tolerance, building stronger communication skills, so respectful communication. So when we do the teamwork and leadership out here, it's something brand new for them. I love doing it. It's a really good icebreaker, and it can go for anywhere from like an hour to 3 hours if they want to pursue it. Week 2, we come over here to our workshop. So over here, we've got bikes that we work on.
That's a nice looking bike.
That's a beautiful Giant. Yep. Now, for me, the bike, it could be a $20 Repco, it could be a $1,000 Giant. They're all donated. I believe it takes a village to raise a village. So yes. I fully hope and believe that a community should be donating to help crime prevention, for people to actually come in, be creative, work on a bike. If they need a bike, they take it for free. It's on here. Someone's been working on it for a couple of weeks now, and when they're finished, they take it. It's all free. It doesn't matter.
Oh, really? They just get to take it home.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter the value of the bike. The value is the outcome. The value is the smile on that person's face when they ride off on a bike that they've worked on and they put the effort in. So they take a lot more care with it too. If they don't need a bike, it gets put down here. And this is where, if someone else needs a bike, once we get enough bikes down here, we then contact schools, so in lower socioeconomic sort of areas, and say, hey, would you like 10 bikes for your kids? They send families over, or the school will come and pick up 10 bikes, take them back, and the kids get to take them home. It's all free. Everything is free. Now, I believe that everyone and support workers should always hold this in top priority. It's not a disability, it's an ability. What are you able to do? What do you want to do? What can we help you do? So with that in mind, I don't know if you can see it or not, I've got a couple of mobility tricycles down here.
Oh,
so
cool.
I got these from, can you see them?
Yep, the orange one.
Sorry,
the purple one.
The picture I'm looking at is only tiny, but There's a purple one, there's a blue one, there's another one over there. These are bicycles, they're tricycles. They have special modifications. So if you have balance or mobility issues, or you might rock around so you can't sit still, there's little seat belts, there's back support. They've been specially modified by one of the special schools up here and donated to me. So
Wow.
everyone gets to enjoy bicycle riding. Get some fresh air. Fresh air, physical exercise is great for mental health.
It is fantastic. Yep. It recharges the batteries, doesn't it?
Does. Oh, there's the mural, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's the one. I love the big mural. That looks amazing.
Yeah, that's huge. I don't know if you can tell how big that is. It's like 2 stories high.
Yeah.
So then we've got drum beat down here, or drumming. So we do a drumming circle. So drumming circle, again, it's like just like the bikes. It's not about, I'm not teaching them to be bike mechanics. I'm not teaching them to be expert drummers. It's about communicating through the drums. So just because you can't talk, it doesn't mean you can't communicate. And so we do a lot of drumming, and you listen to each other, and you can actually tell.
Can you give us an idea of how that works, like drumming, if you can't communicate?
Absolutely. So we all have a heartbeat. So we all live to the same heartbeat. And then you tell your own story with your own beats. Just like the bikes, you can create a whole different bike and strip it down and put all new tires on. We do other programs as well, which I'll take you through shortly. We do rumbles. So we end up doing rumbles, but we all rumble around, and you look at the next person and then they rumble, and you keep on doing until it's a chain of drum rolls, just going round and round in circles. You can tell your story through the drums of how your day's been, how your week's been, just by beating it out. If I do it, it'll probably be too loud, but basically, you could tap away on a drum and tell me how your day's been. And just by the way you're drumming, I can actually pick up on whether you've had a good day or a bad day, and you should be able to communicate that. And using different things, you could scratch the surface, you could, do it softly, do it hard, do it fast, do it slow. Depends. There's different tones and basses you can use to really tell your story of how your day's been, how your week's been, the care or the love that you have for somebody, or your pet. I had one lady come in here and she was tapping away about her pet. It was a sheep, and she loved her sheep. She loved this sheep. So she told this awesome story just through the drums. The rules with the drumming: when we're drumming, there's no talking. When we're talking, there's no drumming. So that way we get to actually communicate, and you listen to everyone playing the drums until they're finished. Otherwise, you're interrupting them, and it's basically, if you start drumming, then you're interrupting their story.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's our drumming circle.
That's a great.
Come on down this way.
And people, while Paul's walking, this place is really good size. There's so much he does in here. It's incredible. So it's fantastic.
Thank you. So the next week, what are we up to? Week 4, we do a painting class. Now this is not about being an expert painter. Couple up on the wall up here. This one up here, the big blue one, that was done by a 7-year-old. So if you've ever done a program called Paint and Sip, which adults do, this is paint and sip without the sip. So we paint. Yeah. So this is one. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
You can see that?
Yep.
So there's one that I've done, and I created this. And as I did it step by step, the participants in that program, that course, would follow the steps. And then at the end, they make it their own. So it's about following certain base guidelines, rules, just like when you drive home today, you'll drive at 60 kilometers an hour, but you don't drive backwards. But the music you listen to, the direction you go, whatever you want to do in your car is up to you. When you eat dinner tonight, how you eat, when you eat, what you eat, it's up to you, but you're going to eat for the most part. So we all have choices, actions and consequences. You burn your food, you don't pay attention, you're stuck with burnt food. If you put too much salt in, you've got to still, this is how you have to deal with things.
Exactly. Yes.
So this is some of the ones that they've done. And you can see, let's see if I can find one that's a little bit different. We've had, there, this one's got some birds on it.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I don't know if you can see it.
Yep. Can see little seagulls or
Yeah.
albatross.
This one's put a little, I don't know, it might be a ghost.
Yeah.
This one's done stormy. In fact, there's a shark fin. I don't know if you can see the shark fin in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Yep. So they've all sort of made it their own. This one's put a lot of little birds on there. And you make it your own story, your own journey, because we're not all the same people. You've got to have your own, play your own part and tell your own story and all these things. So that's week 4. Week 5 is a cook up. So we do a group cook up. I'm over here to my kitchen. Again, I'm really sorry. Tell me if it's not low enough. So we do spaghetti
just
bolognese.
Just a little bit lower. That's it. Perfect. Yep.
So we do spaghetti bolognese, for instance. That's one thing that we can do. And this is about healthy, creative cooking on a budget. So a lot of people that I work with, young people, they might go home to mum, what's for dinner tonight? Mum will say, just go down the road. Here's $20. Go and get some hot chips. No breakfast, no lunch. What's for dinner tonight? Go and get some burgers. It might be that they're busy. They've got 10 kids. It might be that they've got 2 jobs or they're working shift work. They're just exhausted for, whatever reason. There's so many different factors that can come into play with this. But if the people that I work with know how to cook just a healthy, creative meal, we cook up spaghetti bolognese. They can do it themselves at home. Cook up a big meal, and then you can freeze it. Put little Chinese little takeaway containers. Freeze it. Pull it out the next day. It's the same thing. You do it every second day, but at least you're getting a healthy home cooked meal, and it's quite cheap to do. So we show exactly. You can feed like 12 people for $30.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's really good. And also they get some self-worth, don't they? Because they're cooking it themselves and going, look what I've created. They've made something that they can be proud of.
Exactly. And I get support workers who come in here with their clients, their consumers, and they'll do a cook up and they'll take photos as they go. So that way they're cooking it with as a support worker, or mums come in with their kids, because I run another program where like caregivers and their children come in. And they cook together. So they're making something together. They build the bikes together. They paint together. They drum together, which is really good for bonding.
Yeah.
And really good for, communications within the family and at home, with the whole family. I mean, at the end of the day, I try to give people options. I try to give them, what do you want to do today? These are the choices. This is what we do. We can do drumming this week, or we can do painting this week, or we could do this. The cook up will leave for last because I like celebrating, the end of the program with a cook up. But give people the options, and I think most of the support workers that I work with are great at that. They give options because it's about having a say. If you're working with somebody who may have a disability, or if you're a support worker, you're working with someone who's vulnerable. They want something to do. They don't want you to sit there and just be present. They want you to do something with them. Show them a good time. What do you want to do today, Phil? Awesome. Let's go. If you run out of ideas, I mean, there's so many ideas. So many. If you look up, just go to a local council website and you can find so many different things you can do locally. I know one person that works for an organisation up here takes a disabled lad out, and he loves walking, but he also loves recycling. So they go for a walk along the river, they pick up cans, they go to the recycling place, cash for cans, they cash it in. He can go and get himself a Coke from Subway or something, or a meal. It's rewarding because they've put the effort in, they've been out in the fresh air, but then he cashes it all in and he can go and buy something for himself as well.
And actually see a reward for his efforts.
Absolutely.
So you can get it going, So that's good. How many people would you get coming to your like 10 to 24-year-old program, how many kids would you get into that at a time?
Well, since we've opened in January, we're up to about 300 now that I've worked with. I do absolute back-to-back programs every day. I'm running at least 2 or 3 programs for 2.5 hours a day. Gap in the middle. I clean up to the point where it's not just the next program, it's their first program ever, because I want this place to look like brand new every single time. So I clean up and make them feel very special, that they're walking into a brand new program.
Yes.
We per term, just with school groups and the groups alone, I probably work with maybe 150 to 200 per term.
Okay. Yeah.
But then I also do a lot of work with youth justice, kids in care, disability supports and services, QPS. So the police also bring people in.
So you're connected with the police too? They'll come to you?
Yep, they certainly do. And they'll bring someone in and I work with them one-on-one. Just one sec.
Yeah.
One-on-one, and we'll work on a bike. Most of them just want to work on bike, be creative and create something, and then they can go off and keep the bike themselves.
Brilliant. Brilliant. No, that's good. Hey, thanks for the tour today. I know because you said you had an appointment to come to, and you're very, like you say, you're very busy, like looking after 300 kids already. That's fantastic. So
awesome. I love my job.
Oh, it's great. How can like if I got people who want to get in contact with you, and how can they like join your groups?
So locally, if they come to the bike shed, we're on the Selectability website. Here in Rockhampton on 31 William Street, or shoot me an email. It's paulmitchell@selectability.com.au.
Lovely. And they can grab you there. So brilliant.
Absolutely.
I know you're a busy man, and really appreciate your time. And hopefully a lot of support workers get a hang of what's going on out there. And if they want, come on to the Community Builders Show, and I'll have Paul's details there and the Selectability Bike Shed. But it's a great idea. I can see this sort of thing happening in a lot more communities, helping a lot more. Like Paul said, it takes a village to raise a village, and we can do it all together. So much appreciated for your time today, Paul. I know you got to run.
No problem.
Thanks for a great day.
All right. Thanks, Bill. Talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.